Hello everyone. In week I was scrolling through the ships. I want to tell you what ships are worth your money, and I realized again this will be very painful. Most alien ships have a few things in common. They are way overpriced, they are way underperforming, and many of them look like animals on Earth because reasons, I guess. Blade, $275 plus tax. This ship has by far the worst ratio between what you pay and what you get. Right now, Blade is not as good as a Gladius. You can buy 3 Gladius for the price of 1 Blade. I don't know what CRG was thinking. In the cockpit, you have this big fat bar right in your face, blocking 1/3 of your cockpit view. You cannot change the guns, you are stuck with default loadout, so you cannot use the flavor of the patch. 5 years ago, CRG showed us a Blade rework, still not in the game. Not worth your money, no. Banu Defender, $220 plus tax, again way overpriced. She looks a bit like a crab on Earth because reasons. Banu Defender was supposed to have 2 very specific things. First, tachyon hit scan cannons, but CRG never got them to work. Right now her guns have a charge mechanic. You have to charge the guns before you can fire, and they are firing automatically when they are fully charged. You cannot hold a charge. This is a terrible mechanic. Second specific thing is her Sukuran shield that could be hardened very well, but this is gone from 3.14, no more shield hardening. Now her shield is just a standard shield. Not worth your money. Glaive, another very expensive alien ship, $350 plus tax. Like Blade, you are stuck with what she comes with, you cannot change the guns. 2 size 5 plus 2 size 1 guns. And like Blade, CRG showed us a rework of Glaive 5 years ago, still not in the game. Overall a very underperforming ship, especially if we look at the price tag. Not worth your money. Khartu-Al, $175 plus tax, again way overpriced. Khartu-Al is a CN scout, but she doesn't have any scouting equipment. In concept, she was a 2-seater. When we got her in the game, this was reduced to only 1 pilot, and look how huge this cockpit is. While we are huge, Khartu-Al has a huge cross-section from almost any attack vector. Those engine mounts are very fragile. It's very easy to lose an engine, and then you are a sitting duck. Not worth your money. Merchantman, $650 plus tax. A lot of us old backers got her back in the days for $250, and I think we made a good deal. Being a merchantman is still not in the game and won't be anytime soon. But Chris said something very differently at CitizenCon 2016.
3.3. Here's the one. Who knew farming was so popular? So what we're going to aim for 3.3 is farming, sort of the rescue side. Yeah. And then you can hit Tony up about all this here, because yet more fleshing out what we're doing with Stanton, and the Anvil Carrack, which I think everyone's that's the 890 jump, right? And the Merchantman. So there you go.
Many of you will not live to see the release of the game, and you will not get a release date from me today because, first of all, you always get very angry at me when I give dates. Small problem for you. I may be lying, it's a bit bigger than small.
Yeah, we were supposed to get Banu Merchantman in 3.3 autumn 2017, and now 8 years later, we still don't have her. And don't let anyone tell you, yeah, this was because CRG lost some people. No, CRG didn't lose any people in 3.3. Banu Merchantman also changed. This was the original concept, which looks very alien, very interesting. And now we will get this. Boring, this looks like a shoe. Yeah. If you got Banu Merchantman for $250, congratulations. For $650, I'm not so sure. Nox, $45 plus tax. We had this fantastic 3.1.4, yes, 3.1.4 gravlev done by John Pritchard. It was fast, it was fun, it used to look ahead and made small adjustments on its own. We could pitch up and pitch down to support gravlev. It was almost perfect. Then John had to leave, and in 3.5, after John left, CRG gave us a new flight model, and CRG totally trashed gravlev. Nowadays, gravlev is not fun, it is slow, it does not look ahead anymore, it does not make small adjustments on its own, we cannot pitch up or pitch down anymore to support gravlev, and gravlev vehicles are always bumping a little bit up and down, even when you're flying on level ground. Gravlev is just terrible, not worth your money. Prowler, $440 plus tax, let us sink in. An absolutely useless ship, and it looks like a bird on earth because reasons it even has feathers. When she was introduced, she was at least a good heavy fighter, but CRG nerfed her. Cannot have this, cannot have any role for the ship, just give us $440 please. Yeah. Another absolutely terrible ship, don't buy it. Prowler utility, $300 plus tax. In your ship, she can carry cargo 32 SCU for only $300. CRG tries to sell this as, yeah, but she's a stealthy cargo hauler. Well, right now, she isn't even stealthy, and if she would be stealthy, you're paying a lot of money for transporting 32 SCU stealthily. I cannot find a role for this at the moment. In addition, CRG nerfed her guns. Normal Prowler has 2 size 5 guns for the pilot, she only has 2 size 4 guns. Again, for reasons, I don't know what reason would cover this. No, this is just silly. Not worth it. Maybe for $100, but not for $300. Railen, cargo hauler, $225 plus tax. Actually an alien ship that is not very overpriced. What happened, Chris? She's not in the game, but she might be useful when we get her. Only thing I have to say is, look at those cargo pods. She's perfect for holding Toblerones, but nothing else. Still, this might be one of the alien ships you can buy. Santokai, $240 plus tax, rather new, alien heavy fighter. I bought her in concept, I used her in a game, and I melted her because she isn't exactly a good ship. Not worth your money. Syulen, $70 plus tax, not an alien ship that breaks the rule, because she is not way overpriced. I don't like her, I don't like flying her, I don't like landing her, I don't like it that it takes forever to get into the pilot seat. She doesn't really offer anything, still this might be something for you if you go for looks. Talon, $115 plus tax, another alien ship that is not totally overpriced. Like many other alien ships, she looks like a bird on Earth because reasons. She has all her maneuvering thrusters on the wings, and wings are getting lost very easily. Recently, CRG increased hit points of her wings, I think by 200 hit points, still not enough. If you lose a wing, you are pretty much dead. Another ship where it takes forever to get into the pilot seat. You can stand in front of her, click on Enter Pilot Seat, go into the kitchen, make a coffee, come back, and then you might be in the pilot seat. Still, Talon might be something for you if you go for the looks. Talon and Shrike, $115 plus tax. Pretty much similar to normal Talon. Instead of 2 size 4 guns for the pilot, she only has 2 size 2 guns, but she has 24 size 3 missiles, and we all don't know where she is storing those. I guess they are inflatable. Missiles are on-off depending on the patch. In one patch they are totally OP, next patch they are useless, next patch they are totally OP again. So might be something for you, but I wouldn't bother. And of course, there are lots of very expensive paints. Most of those paints are just color swaps. Take existing 4 colors, replace with 4 new colors, profit. Where are the hex code colors, Chris? When are we getting hex code colors? It's more than 10 years ago, Chris, that you promised us players will be able to do their own color schemes. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye, auf Wiedersehen.
But it's pretty cool. So yeah, so for what will be happening going forward is now we'll be able to roll out, different sort of, first of all the skins that we've already promised, but probably some new ones, and at some point we'll allow tools for people to be able to sort of do their own paint job.
So essentially, the process kind of begins with we want to get these pre-configured schemes done. So you could, for example, go off and go, oh, you know what, I want a NASA-themed kind of skin. Or I want, a District 9 themed skin, or I want a pink Hello Kitty themed skin. And then essentially, we as artists create, basically they're material files. They're tiny in memory. They're so small that we can have hundreds of them if we want to, because they're all calling the same textures. That's what's done under the hood, okay? Once those material files are created and obviously named accordingly and sanity checked that the emblem is called emblem and the submaterial ID is called submaterial ID 1, 2, and 3, they have to be the same names. That's then handed to tech design to then kind of set that up with the loadout that they're putting together for that ship. Further forward, we want these kind of paint configurations to become hex codes. So if you're in like a guild of 20 players, and the clan leader said, all right, this is our paint scheme, there's going to be no like guessing work. Like you get the hex code, you put it in there, and it automatically will say, oh, you know what, we've got matte black against yellow against pink, something crazy, and every ship in your fleet, you can put that hex code on and it will automatically go into that color configuration. So there's a lot of kind of cool things. And as artists, we do this stuff all day, every day, and we were just like, well, why wouldn't we give the end user this functionality? So that's the overall plan. There is a lot of kind of very things you have to be careful with when you're authoring the shaders for this stuff, so it can accommodate these options. But we're on top of that, and that's kind of, yeah, it's good. That's what we're doing on the initial kind of burst of ships right now. I think it's really cool, and it's really amazing to see, like today I just kind of caught up with the guys and looked at what we're working on for that stuff, and there's like a fleet of 50 ships, all with different skins, all with different loadouts, and it injects color into the game. You can have your kind of personal things going on, which is kind of cool. If I was going to pick one to fly and customize myself, I've always got a sweet spot for the Avenger. If it was me, I'd probably go for a dirty chrome kind of finish. The shape is just kind of so kind of primitive. To get some kind of highly reflective material on it, I think would just look super cool in space. So that's what I would go for.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.